So you've probably heard the new iPad mini 7 is probably coming out later this year, but I'm guessing September, October, somewhere towards the end of the year. But when it comes to smaller tablets, there's still not a lot of good options out there. And considering we haven't got an updated version last year, is the iPad mini 6 still worth getting, or should you wait for the iPad mini 7? To me, one downside of this tablet is it only starts with 64 gigabytes of storage. I even had an issue where the system was taking up most of the storage after an update and I had to do a factory reset. Luckily, I haven't had any issues since then. To me, I feel like 128 gigabytes of storage should be the base model. So hopefully that's the case with the iPad mini 7. This is still probably one of the best small tablets that you can get, in my opinion. You can shoot up to 4K resolution, 60 frames per second, for video recording, which you can't even do that on some of the flagship tablets out there. You can also get a version of this with 256 gigabytes of storage, but the price is quite a bit more than the base model, unfortunately. Nice thing is you've got a fingerprint scanner right on the power button or Touch ID. That's something that a lot of full-size tablets don't have, let alone smaller ones like this. And surprisingly, you get a wall adapter with this. I'd be shocked if they have that with the iPad mini 7, but it's got an 8.3-inch liquid retina fully laminated display at 2266 by 1488 resolution, and at 500 nits brightness. It's going to be plenty bright enough, especially compared to other small tablets out there. It's going to look really nice when watching YouTube videos, streaming Netflix, or whatever app that you're streaming from. As long as you're okay with the smaller display size, I feel like this is still a really nice option, especially when traveling. You can also use the Apple Pencil 2nd generation. That's going to snap onto the side, which is nice. Then it charges automatically. Definitely a better option than what you get with the newer iPad 10. Even with the new USB-C Apple Pencil, yeah, that one attaches to the side, but you still have to charge it using a cable. Battery life on this one's actually a little better than some of the other iPads I've tested. It lasted about 7.5 hours in my battery drain test at 100% screen brightness, which again, pretty impressive for a small tablet like this, especially considering the performance and the brightness of the screen. And then software-wise, this is on the latest iPadOS 17, so you'll get to do a lot of the same things on this as you would on larger iPads. It doesn't have Stage Manager, but I don't know if that's really a deal breaker since the screen is so much smaller on this one. You probably won't find a small tablet like this that has better performance, and it feels nice and snappy just moving around the software. If you want a small tablet for drawing, taking notes, those sort of things, the 2nd gen Apple Pencil works really good with this one, and it charges right on the side. You can also connect external drives to this using the USB-C port, or of course you can airdrop files to your Mac. Again, very similar to other iPads, just on a lot smaller scale. Another advantage with this one is you can connect this to an external monitor or TV. Again, something that you don't get on a lot of other tablets in this category. You can even connect a keyboard and mouse to this to make it feel a little closer to a regular PC. Performance-wise, this comes with the A15 Bionic chip, and sure, it's not the latest and greatest, but still more powerful than the newer iPad 10, and you can even do some video editing on here if you want. Same thing with gaming. It's actually a really nice size to use if you're just playing games using the touchscreen. It's definitely a lot easier to handle than some of the larger tablets, and of course, you can connect pretty much any Bluetooth controller as well. The speakers on here are surprisingly louder than you would think for a tablet this size. Maybe not quite as good as some of the larger iPads, but still pretty good in my opinion. Probably on par with the iPad 10th generation. Here's a quick sample just to give you an idea of what to expect. As far as cameras go, normally they're not that great on tablets, but the ones on here are actually decent. I've even used this one to record some YouTube videos. You also get the ultra wide angle 12 megapixel lens to use for the front facing camera, 12 megapixel wide angle on the back. So this should be good for Zoom meetings or other video conference calls. You can also shoot up to 4K resolution, 60 frames per second for video recording. Here's a few samples of photo and video just to give you an idea of what to expect. So hopefully this gave you a few things to think about. It may come down to personal preference on whether it's still worth it in 2024 or if you should wait for the iPad mini 7. But for me, I still think it's one of the best options out there right now for people who are looking for a smaller tablet. If you want to see more tablet and phone comparisons, I've got quite a few that I'm working on right now, so you'll definitely want to keep an eye out for those upcoming videos. So if you've made it this far into the video, you may want to say thanks by subscribing, and don't forget to give a thumbs up if this video was helpful. This is Brian from Fishbee Productions. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.